Hello, friends. Good afternoon. Am I audible and visible? I'm really sorry. A bit late. A session started a bit late. Yes, guys. Am I audible and visible? Somebody please ping me so that I can begin with today's short session on Gujarat Sultanate. Okay, thanks, Nivedita. Just a second, guys. Hello, everyone. Hi, this is Alok Ojha. Welcome to StudyIQ IAS English. So today, from today onwards, we'll be focusing on few regional dynasties. Like before jumping onto the Mughals, particularly studying about the Babur, studying about one of the most unfortunate rulers, that is Humayun, then studying about particularly Akbar, who was known for his policies with Rajputs, his religious tolerance policy, the Mansabdari system, the Zabti system, and so on of Akbar. Let's understand about the few regional dynasties, particularly the dynasties of Gujarat, dynasties particularly of Malwa, and few dynasties of Rajasthan. Okay, guys? So, today's session won't be much lengthier session because here I'm going to discuss about few important rulers of Gujarat Sultanate. Okay? And I'll be throwing light on majorly 2 to 3 rulers. One is Ahmed Shah and the last one is Mahmud Begda. Now, Mahmud Begda, if you Google about this person, okay, like you'll come to know that he consumed approximately around 30 kgs of food on daily basis. And he practiced one, what we say, policy which is called as Mithridatism. Now, what is Mithridatism? He used to consume a lot of poison. Why he used to consume a lot of poison? We will understand when we'll study about Mahmud Begda. I'm not superficially speaking about the facts. You can Google them, guys. Okay. Now, let's begin with the Gujarat Sultanate and particularly what is the importance of Gujarat. We have already seen, but I'll repeat certain important points about this. Since the ancient times, I'll go back to the ancient times. Okay. And then I'll try to connect the things why Gujarat was that much important. And time and again, throughout the series of medieval Indian history, I've said you one thing, that majority of the rulers focused on Gujarat and Malwa. Gujarat, being the coastal state, was important from the perspective of trade. On the other hand, Malwa opens the door of South India. Now, I'll give you a very small example of ancient India, and then I'll give you a few examples of medieval India. We had seen Indus Valley civilization. And in Indus Valley civilization, we have seen many of the sites particularly belonging to Gujarat. Like one such site was Lothal, which was also referred as Manchester of Indus Valley civilization. Why? Because the site of Lothal located in Gujarat were known for trade in what we say cotton textiles at that time. And cotton during the Indus Valley civilization was referred as Sindon. And it was being exported to Mesopotamia, particularly Iran, Iraq, Syria, Kuwait, southeastern Turkey, and so on. Another important site from Gujarat was Dholavira, through which Tropic of Cancer passes. Surkotada, another important site from Gujarat. Desalpur, another important site from Gujarat. So all these sites of Indus Valley civilizations were very important, particularly from the perspective of trade. So first thing that comes here is trade. Secondly, if we go to the times of Gupta era, if you remember, we have seen Gupta era. I've told you about that. Maharaj Sri Gupta, he was the founder of Gupta Empire. He was being succeeded by one of his sons whose name was Chandragupta I. He was being succeeded by Samudragupta, who was also referred as Napoleon of India or Indian Napoleon by Winston Smith. And then comes Chandragupta II, who was referred as Vikramaditya. What did Chandragupta do? He overthrew Sakas from the region of Gujarat and Malwa, who were ruling in that region, particularly western part of India, for 2 to 3 centuries. And here he made Ujjain as his alternate capital. So what was the strategic importance of Gujarat? As I have told you, it was important from the perspective of trade. Okay, we have seen about Mahmud of Ghazni. Mahmud of Ghazni, he came to India particularly during the medieval times, and his major purpose was not to establish permanent settlement in India. His major purpose was to plunder India. And he had plundered the famous Somnath temple located in Gujarat, dedicated to Lord Shiva. Correct? So Gujarat had a very vibrant trade since the ancient times. So around 14th, 15th century, there was a dynasty in Gujarat which came into power. And that dynasty was referred as Muzaffarid dynasty. I repeat, that dynasty was referred as Muzaffarid dynasty. Now, let's speak about the Muzaffarid dynasty. Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Okay. Now, as I've told you previously, that during the time of Muhammad bin Tughlaq, there was a person named as Taghi. If you remember, guys, we have learnt about the 5 major experiments of Muhammad bin Tughlaq. We have also learned about the expeditions that were being led by Muhammad bin Tughlaq. I've told you, Muhammad bin Tughlaq had led an expedition to the region of Devgiri or Daulatabad. And when he was going back to Delhi, he heard of a news of a revolt from the region of Gujarat. And the revolt was led by a nobleman whose name was Taghi. I've already discussed all these things, okay? The revolt was led by Taghi. And to suppress the revolt, Muhammad bin Tughlaq, rather than going to Delhi, he directly moved to Gujarat. Here he conquered many parts of Gujarat. And this person, Taghi, he fled to the region of Sindh. Probably he might be supported by the ruler of Sindh, whose name was Jambamnia. As per many historians, this person, Muhammad bin Tughlaq, due to prolonged illness, he died at a place called as Thatta near Sindh. And at that time, what happened? Firoz Shah Tughlaq succeeded the throne of Tughlaq dynasty. And when Firoz Shah Tughlaq, he came to power, what did he do? He employed one person whose name was Malik Mufra as the governor of Gujarat. Okay. Now, Malik Mufra, he was being succeeded as a governor of Gujarat by Zafar Khan. Okay. I'll repeat. After the death of Muhammad bin Tughlaq, who came to power? Firoz Shah Tughlaq came to power. Firoz Shah Tughlaq was also referred as a reformer. Now, Firoz Shah Tughlaq chose Malik Mufra as the governor of Gujarat. Malik Mufra passed away. And Malik Mufra was being succeeded by Zafar Khan. Now, after death of Firoz Shah Tughlaq, there was a complete chaotic situation in the region around Delhi. Why? Because the northern part of India particularly faced the invasion of Timur. If you remember the foundation of Sayyid dynasty. So what happened? The major part of North India was under a chaotic situation after the death of Firoz Shah Tughlaq. And after his death, there were many, rulers who came to power, who came to the throne of Delhi Sultanate, but they reigned for a short span of 4 months, 6 months, 8 months, and so on. And this was seen as an opportunity by Timur to attack northern part of India. So he plundered the major northern part of India. At that time, the governor of Gujarat, Zafar Khan, he had an opportunity. In fact, he saw this as an opportunity to declare himself as independent. And Zafar Khan declared himself as independent and established an independent Gujarat Sultanate under a dynasty referred as Muzaffarid dynasty because he assumed the title Muzaffar Shah. Hope the point is clear. Okay. I will repeat the point again within short. Okay, please pay attention carefully. Muhammad bin Tughlaq, also referred as a wise fool by different historians, passed away in the region of Thatta. Why I am repeating the concepts, do you know? Because when I continuously keep on repeating the concepts and explain you things in a stage by stage manner, in the format of a story, it becomes quite easier to remember the characters, facts, and concept. Okay? So pay attention. Muhammad bin Tughlaq, also referred as a wise fool, passed away at a place called as Thatta near Sindh. He was being succeeded by Firoz Shah Tughlaq. Now Firoz Shah Tughlaq consolidated his power. So he chose one person whose name was particularly Malik Mufra as the governor of Gujarat. Now after Malik Mufra, there was another person who sat on the throne and his name was Zafar Khan. Okay? So initially Malik Mufra was chosen as the governor of Gujarat. Later on, Zafar Khan was chosen as governor of Gujarat during the time of Firoz Shah Tughlaq. Firoz Shah Tughlaq passed away. And the entire northern part of India, like there was a complete chaotic situation. Why? Because of the invasion of Timur. And Timur had plundered the major parts of northern India. This was seen as an opportunity by the governor of Gujarat, Zafar Khan, to declare himself as independent. And he took the title Muzaffar Shah and founded an independent kingdom in the region of Gujarat under the name Muzaffarid dynasty. So very simple words, Muzaffar Shah or Zafar Khan. He was the founder of Muzaffarid dynasty. Is it clear now? Any doubt, any question, any query? Yes? Yes, guys, is it clear? Okay. Now let's speak about Ahmed Shah I. Okay. Now we'll understand about Ahmed Shah I and we'll try to understand how this person, he established Ahmedabad city and made Ahmedabad as his capital. Okay. And how did he transfer the capital particularly from the region of Patan to Ahmedabad? So now, as I have told you, Zafar Khan, also referred as Muzaffar Shah, he founded the independent Gujarat Sultanate. Now Zafar Khan, particularly, it's believed that like Zafar Khan, he was being succeeded by his grandson, whose name was Ahmed Shah. Okay. Now what happened? Like this was not the only independent Sultanate, Gujarat. There was an independent Sultanate in the region of Khandesh. There was an independent Sultanate in the region of Malwa, that is in western part of Madhya Pradesh. So this person, Ahmed Shah, he had to control all of them. Correct? So what happened? He wanted a strategic location. And he found that strategic location at the site of Ahmedabad. Now I'll give you a small example about this. Like you might feel that this is an hypothetical story, but if you go through or Google through different resources, you'll come across the same story. Once upon a time, this person, Ahmed Shah, he was going through the region of Ahmedabad. And when he was going to the region of Ahmedabad, like it is believed that previous to this Ahmedabad, there was a place near Ahmedabad which was also referred as Karnavati because of its ruler, Solanki dynasty ruler, whose name was Karn. Okay. So he was going through the region of Ahmedabad and he was very surprised when he saw an incident. And that incident was a hare, a small rabbit. Like the small rabbit was chasing a ferocious dog and that ferocious dog was running. So he was quite astonished by after seeing the sight. So he asked one of the sadhus at that place and he said, what is this? Like this I am completely astonished when I'm seeing the ferocious dog is running. Why? Because his hare is chasing him. So in that case, that sadhu replied, or that sage replied him, this is one of the beautiful places where you can observe very different things, very weird things. And that place was also very beautiful. Finally, this person, he captured the region of Ahmedabad and here he established the new city referred as Ahmedabad. Many historians also believe that previously Ahmedabad was also referred as Ashaval. So Particularly speaking, what did he do? He established the new city of Ahmedabad, which was initially called as Ashaval. Apart from this, he tried to control the Rajputs and he defeated many Rajput rulers of Rajasthan such as Bundi, Dungarpur, then Jhalawad. These are the rulers particularly in the region of Rajasthan. He also controlled the Malwa region. He also controlled the Khandesh region, which is prevalent in the region of Maharashtra. Apart from this, it is believed that this person also employed Hindus in his service. Like I'll give you a small example. Okay, like there were two Hindus whose name were Manik Chand and Moti Chand. They were being employed in the service of whom? Ahmad Shah. Okay, and particularly speaking, if they were being employed in the service of Ahmad Shah, on one side, this speaks about the liberal quality of Ahmad Shah. On the other hand, he imposed jizya on non-Muslims. And time and again, I have explained to the concept of jizya. So what is jizya? Jizya basically means a pilgrim tax or a religious tax that is imposed on non-Muslims, precisely the Hindus. So on one side, in his court, he is appointing the ministers like Manik Chand and Moti Chand, which exemplifies his liberal outlook. On the other hand, particularly it is believed that he is, what we say, imposing jizya on the non-Muslims. Okay? So this highlights the two different sides of this person. Now, it is also believed that he constructed the famous Jami Masjid and Teen Darwaza. These beautiful buildings are being attributed to Ahmad Shah. And with the passage of time, Ahmad Shah, he passed away approximately at the age of 53. Now, Ahmad Shah, he was being succeeded by his son, whose name was Muhammad Shah. Okay? Now, what happened? Muhammad Shah, he sat on the throne for some time. But many historians believe that his son Muhammad Shah, he was being poisoned by his own nobles. Why? Now, there was a reason behind this. This person, Muhammad Shah, he wanted to capture the region of Champaner because the ruler of Champaner was continuously trying to have an eye over the kingdom of Gujarat Sultanate, particularly the region around Ahmedabad. So what happened? Son of this person, Ahmad Shah, Muhammad Shah wanted to capture the region of Champaner. But the ruler of Champaner, he made an alliance with the ruler of Malwa, Mahmud Khilji. So he was leading an expedition to Champaner, but as soon as Muhammad Shah comes to know this, that the ruler of Champaner has made an alliance with Mahmud Khilji, the ruler of Malwa, immediately he dropped his plan and came back to Ahmedabad. So this was a sign of cowardice that was being shown by Muhammad Shah. And finally, what happened? Because of this, Muhammad Shah was being poisoned by his own nobles. Okay? Because they believe that a person who cannot protect his own kingdom, person who cannot follow the policy of expansionism and imperialism. So in that case, what happened? He cannot protect the people. So this person was being poisoned by his own noble, and another person sat on the throne whose name was Fateh Khan, who is also referred as Mahmud Begda. Okay? The first thing, if you Google about Mahmud Begda, it will come the poisonous king. Okay? So this is about the major ruler Ahmad Shah followed by Muhammad Shah. Is it clear? Yes, guys, please let me know. Is it clear? Do you want me to repeat anything? I'll repeat in short. Okay? Founder was whom? The founder of Gujarat Sultanate particularly was Zafar Khan. He founded Muzaffarid dynasty because he adopted the title Muzaffar Shah. He was being succeeded by his son, whose name was, he was being succeeded by his grandson, whose name was Ahmad Shah. He shifted the capital particularly from which place? Patan to Ahmedabad. And I've narrated you the entire story, why he was attracted and fascinated towards the city of Ahmedabad. Now, after his death, his eldest son came to power. The name of his eldest son was, His actual name was Zarbakhsh, and he was also referred as Muhammad Shah. Now, Muhammad Shah, particularly speaking, he wanted to capture the region of Champaner, but the ruler of Champaner made an alliance with the ruler of Malwa, Mahmud Khilji. So he dropped his plan. This actually indicated the cowardice nature of Muhammad Shah, and hence the nobles of his side killed him by poisoning him. And he was being succeeded by Fateh Khan, who was later on referred as Mahmud Begda. Okay, guys? So now let's understand about Mahmud Begda. Now, before I speak about Mahmud Begda, I'll tell you about one thing, that this person, Mahmud Begda, is also referred as the poisonous king. Okay? And this policy is also called as Mithridatism. Now, what is Mithridatism? Mithridatism is it is a philosophy of consuming poison, because in that case, if you add small doses of poisons in your food on daily basis, your body becomes immune to any possible poison attack. I'll give you a small example about Mithridatism that was also followed in the ancient India. If you remember, I have spoken about particularly Chandragupta Maurya. Now, Chandragupta Maurya used to consume poison on daily basis in his food. Why? Because in that case, particularly what happens, his body will become immune to any possible poison attack. Correct? Like, I had given you the example when I was teaching you Chandragupta Maurya, and I told you one important aspect, that Chandragupta Maurya, once upon a time, he was having food along with his wife Durdhara, and he did not knew that there is a poison being added into in the food. Correct? Because his body was used to it. He started consuming the food. As soon as his wife Durdhara started consuming food, she started vomiting blood. Now, what happened? He wanted to stop that lady, but as soon as she started vomiting blood, immediately the Vaidya and the Mishak were being called. Chanakya was being called, and she was pregnant at that time. Like, it is believed that Durdhara died. Her fetus was being cut, and it was kept in the fresh goat fetus for the next 5 to 7 days, after which Bindusar was born. So the crux of the story here is Mithridatism was practiced by the rulers since the ancient time. This person, he was referred as the poisonous king. I'll give you small incidents about, I'll tell you a few facts about this person. Historians believe that whenever he used to wear a particular cloth, he never used to wear them again. He used to discard them. Even if the clothes are worn for one time, and even if he's discarding the clothes, nobody dares to wear that cloth, because if anyone wears that cloth, he will die because of the poison prevalent in that. Even if a fly or a mosquito is sitting on his skin, they will die because of the poison. He used to consume 30 kgs of food on daily basis. Daily basis. Like, I'll tell you one important fact, like, it's a very weird fact. Like, I was reading this article on the internet, and I saw that, like, for example, suppose he sleeps around, I'll give you a small example. Suppose he sleeps early in the night. Now, in the midnight, when he wakes up, he starts feeling hungry. And in that case, when he wakes up, when he starts feeling hungry, he used to consume samosas. You might have heard about this word. You might have heard about this famous North Indian dish, samosa. He used to consume 30 to 40 samosas, then again sleep. Whenever he used to get up early in the morning, he used to have a heavy breakfast. And in breakfast particularly, this person, Mahmud Begda, used to consume more than, I'm telling you, more than 7 to 8 dozens of bananas. Please do not trust me. Guys, please Google it. Like, you will be thinking about that, what is this guy speaking all about? But I am telling you what the Google stories are telling. So that was the personality of Mahmud Begda. A very weird personality. Correct? But now let's understand about this personality, Mahmud Begda. Now, Mahmud Begda, like Begda, why? He had a moustache, and he had a moustache like a cow. Like, you have seen the horns of a cow. So he had a moustache in this pointing manner. Hence, he was referred as a Begda. Pointed, like the moustache pointed like the cow's horn. So now this person, he conquered the region of Girnar, which is located in Saurashtra. And another important place that he conquered was Champaner from its ruler Jaisimhadev. Now, why Girnar is important and why Champaner is important? Because if he conquers the fort of Girnar, if he conquers the region of Champaner, he can easily have a look, he can easily have the watch over his enemy, Malwa and Khandesh, located in northwestern part of Maharashtra. Correct? So, particularly speaking, he acquired the fort of Girnar in 1467 by defeating its ruler whose name was Mandalika. And in 1484-85, around the Pavagad hill, he occupied the region of Champaner by defeating its ruler Jaisimhadev. Okay? Apart from this, like it is believed that he also had skirmishes with the Portuguese, particularly which is referred as Battle of Chaul. And he was not only supported by the neighboring rulers, he was also supported by the Mamluks of Egypt. He was also supported by the republics of different places, particularly the Republic of Ragusa. So why he had a skirmish with the Portuguese? I'll give you a small example. When will the trade prosper? The trade will prosper particularly when one has a monopoly. Isn't that so? So I'll give you a very small example. In 1498, Vasco da Gama landed on the coast of Calicut. He landed along with 176 to 178 crew members, along with fleet of four ships. And he was being guided by a Gujarati merchant whose name was, yes, Abdul Majid. As he landed on the coast of Calicut, here the ruler of Iradi dynasty was Samutri, also referred as Zemurin. So initially Zemurin welcomed him. But for the very first time, Vasco da Gama had to go back empty-handed. But Vasco da Gama came to know about one important thing, that the region of Kerala is the spice garden. And here, the Portuguese can earn surplus amount of profit just by trade in spices. So he went back. Few years later, Pedro Cabral came to India. And when Pedro Cabral came to India, on the way, he discovered Brazil. Pedro Cabral, he had many skirmishes with the Arabs. Now, why did Pedro Cabral had skirmish with the Arabs? There was a reason. Because before the spice trade, which was being dominated later on by Portuguese, it was dominated by the Arabs. And as I have told you, when will the profit margin be high? When there is a policy of what? Monopoly. So Arabs initially had the monopoly in the Indian Ocean. And their monopoly was now being disturbed. So what happened now? As their monopoly was being disturbed, obviously they are going to have wars with the Arabs. So Pedro Cabral had war with Arabs. Now there was another person who came to India whose name was Francisco de Almeida. Now when Francisco de Almeida, he came into India, he was the first governor of Portuguese in India. He followed a policy which is called as Blue Water Policy. As per this, he wanted to establish monopoly over the Indian Ocean. Nobody except the Portuguese will trade in the Indian Ocean. And obviously, if nobody is going to trade in the Indian Ocean except Portuguese, what will happen? Arabs, their spice trade will get hindered. So, these Arabs, the Gujarati Muslims, their entire trade was, what happened? Like the entire trade suffered. And now Mahmud Begda wanted to protect the trade interests of these Gujarati Muslims who were particularly trading in spices with Europe. Particularly the European cities of Venice and Genoa, the Italian cities. So what happened? Now, it is believed that initially there was a battle fought which is called as First Battle of Chaul. Chaul is located particularly around the Ratnagiri district of Maharashtra. And what happened? Now Mahmud Begda, listen to me, Mahmud Begda, he created an alliance against Portuguese. So Mahmud Begda had how many people on his side? Mahmud Begda, supported by Malik Ayaz, who was leading the army of Mahmud Begda, supported by Samutri. Samutri means Zemurin, the Mamluks of Egypt and Cairo, the Arab traders, and particularly Republic of Ragusa. Republic of Ragusa joined later. Now, why did Republic of Ragusa join Mahmud Begda? Because they were also trading in spices and Portuguese were their competitors. So, in the first battle of Chaul, what happened? When this person, Mahmud Begda, was around the region of Daman. So, he heard a news that one of his governors, whose name was Malik Ayaz, he has already defeated the army of Portuguese. Okay? But Portuguese were now very well equipped. They were very well prepared. So, Portuguese, they were very well equipped, well prepared. On the other hand, there was alliance of Mahmud Begda, Mamluk of Egypt or Cairo, Arab merchants, Malik Ayaz, and Republic of Ragusa against Portuguese. All of them lost. Finally, Mahmud Begda had to give the region of Diu to the Portuguese. And here Portuguese established their factory. Okay? So particularly speaking, what happened here? Mahmud Begda, he lost the region of what we say Diu to them. During the time of Mahmud Begda, there were many pirates in the region of Dwarka. And since there were many pirates in the region of Dwarka, what happened? He attacked the region of Dwarka, but he also destroyed the famous temple of Lord Krishna or the Dwarkadhish temple. So this is about Mahmud Begda on one side. But I was reading one of the articles, particularly in Times of India, which depicted that Mahmud Begda, he paid obedience to goddess Kali and Lord Ganesha as well. So what's the truth? What's the false? It's up to, it's a matter of dispute. But this was the personality of Mahmud Begda. So a very weird personality, correct? Apart from this, Mahmud Begda, there was a court poet whose name was Udayraj. And Udayraj had composed a Sanskrit Mahakavya which was called as Mahmud Surtran Charitra. I repeat, Mahmud Surtran Charitra, where he compared Mahmud with various Vedic characters or various ancient characters. I'll give you a small example. His strength was what we say compared to Bhim, one of the major characters of Mahabharata. His generosity was being compared to Karna. You might have heard about Suryaputra Karna. You might have heard about Angaraj Karna, one of the prime characters of Mahabharata. His mercy was compared to Lord Ram and his glory was compared to Indra, who is also called as Purandar or breaker of forts. So Udayraj was one of the court poets who compared Mahmud Begda to these Vedic gods. Apart from this, he translated, many works were translated from Arabic to Persian by Udayraj, and Udayraj wrote Raj Vinod, which was based on the life of Mahmud Begda. Okay, so this is majorly about the Mahmud Begda part. Yes, did you understand the part of Mahmud Begda? This is just about the Gujarat Sultanate. So I'm not extending this lecture I'll be going for small regional kingdoms, Gujarat, Malwa, and so on. Sessions would be just 30 to 35 minutes. That's it. Okay. So just remember the city of Ahmedabad was being founded by Ahmed Shah. Mahmud Begda, he had Battle of Chaul, particularly with the Portuguese. Okay. Apart from this, who founded the Muzaffarid dynasty? Simple words, Muzaffar Shah, whose original name was Zafar Khan. Yes, guys, hope so the points are clear. Okay. Bimol, if you read the many articles, particularly in what we say different, if you Google many articles, you'll come to know different facts about Mahmud Begda. Some say 30 kgs of what we say food, some say 37 kgs of food. Okay. So there are dissenting opinion about this person. And Kanha, you have a question. Best way to crack UPSC prelims. Okay. The best way to crack UPSC prelims is study. Correct? Like, it is not like UPSC prelims is not like that. I'll tell you a tablet and you should consume this and you'll crack this exam. Guys, here we have to go in a logical perspective. We have to go in a logical manner, correct? Until and unless you put in efforts, guys, how would you be able to crack this? Isn't that so? So, most important aspect, Kana, I'll give you a very simple reply. Kana, I'll give you a very simple reply to this question. The best way to crack UPSC prelims is consistency. Consistency of your studies. Okay? So, guys, now UPSC resolution batch, particularly for those aspirants who are targeting in 2026. Okay, the batch admissions would be closing particularly on 15th of July 2025. Now, this batch is completely in English medium, which will cater to the needs particularly of the aspirants from northeastern part of India and southern part of India. Exhaustive coverage of all the sessions, like the sessions particularly on history, geography, polity, economy, science and tech, current affairs, then international relations, CSAT. Like, I'll tell you, like yesterday I had a call from a student and he was like, sir, I'm scoring approximately around 90, between 98 to 100 marks in GS paper 1. And this is my third attempt. But I haven't qualified CSAT. The major reason being we neglect CSAT in the initial days. Okay? And we only prepare for the CSAT last 1 month before the prelims examination. Start doing consistent practice for CSAT at least for 30 to 40 minutes on daily basis. I won't say you that study for 3 to 4 hours on daily basis. At least 30 to 40 minutes, maximum 1 hour on daily basis. Go or follow the past year trends of UPSC, particularly related to CSAT. And when you will start consistently practicing this, CSAT won't be a major hurdle for you guys. So here, as a part of resolution batch, there would be also focus on CSAT. Apart from this prelims test, apart from this mains test. So it would be completely helpful for you. And the prices are at very affordable rates, 9,999. Okay, so you can use the code that is flashing on your screen. Okay, apart from this, if you have any doubt, then you can call on the number again that is flashing on your screen. So the code is Alok Live. Apart from this, those aspirants, those who are targeting for 2028, Resolution GS Foundation Batch P2I has come up with Guru Kripa sale. Yesterday was Guru Purnima. So as a part of this Guru Kripa sale, StudyIQ has come up with Guru Kripa sale, wherein if those aspirants, those who are targeting for 2028, like there is a complete P2I program, prelims to interview. Similar features, particularly entire batch is in English medium. You can like the prices are affordable, 44,999. And you can use the code Alok Live, which is flashing on your screen. Sale would be ending on 15th of July 2025. Like again, I'll give you a very small example. Like yesterday itself, there were many aspirants who gave me their answer writing. Like as a part of long-term batch, as a part of history basics, at the end of the session, I give them a question for answer writing. And the students DM me those answers. I try to evaluate them and give them the feedback. Again, they, write the answers and give it back to me. Send it back to me. So what do? Again, I try to evaluate them and suggest them certain changes in the answer that needs to be made. So this makes answer writing a very crucial aspect. So here, those who are, expecting to write this exam, 2 to 3 years later, this resolution batch is it is a perfect thing for them. So here you can use get the benefits of this batch, particularly by using my code Alok Live. It's a part of Guru Kripa sale, which will end on 15th of July 2025. So guys, hope you understood about the Gujarat Sultanate. Okay. Probably on Monday, I will be coming up with Malwa Sultanate and the regional dynasty of Malwa. Okay, guys. So with this, I'll stop my words for the day. Thank you and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.